Hi. It's Saturday at NAMM, and we're starting to get punchy. So, this is Blake from Yamaha, and with me today is, Dom Sigalas, as you've seen through the whole thing.
Hello.
And, you know, all I've ever known you as is Claudio. So, I'm just going to make sure I get it. Passavanti.
Correct.
See.
Yeah.
So, Claudio here from Dr. Mix. Actually, both these guys are Dr. Mix, if you want to know. If you watch any of the videos that these guys do, I mean, you guys are some of the best videos I ever see. Both of you.
Thank you.
Because I watch, I watch Dom's for a lot of the Cubase and music production stuff that he kind of does, and I always watch you for your keyboard stuff. I reposted the Hark the Herald Angels Sing that you did on the Modi X last year. I did it because it was beautiful.
Isn't it?
And you're just a great player. Now, I remember when the Reface DX came out, you played, you didn't even say anything, and you just started playing Got a Match, the Chick Corea dude.
Yeah.
And then you laughed, and he goes, I haven't played this in so long, but this is the Reface DX, and let me tell you why this is so cool. I always watch them, because they're just...
I've been accused of being an over-enthusiastic guy, but what can I do? I'm happy.
Yeah, no, they're so. That's why I watch Doctor. So let's, first of all, you're a great player. I know that
Thank you.
So, you are from Italy originally.
Yes. Yes.
Where'd you grow up in Italy?
So I was raised in Rome.
In Rome, okay.
Yep. And I started, playing the Bontempi organ. Very, one of those that you get at Christmas time.
Yep.
Right. So, and I was incessantly playing on it.
Yeah.
So, I just never stopped. So I didn't do well in school because I was too busy playing music. I was literally obsessed by it. So that's all I ever did. And so I started studying classical piano when I was 9, and then also I was fixated with computers.
Yeah.
So that combination meant that at 13 I had my first session in a recording studio programming drums for my piano teacher. And the studio guys told me, you're coming back tomorrow. Yeah. And I haven't left yet.
All right. So did you go to school at all, though? Did you go
No. I went to a regular school, but I studied classical piano.
But as far as music school?
Yeah, I went to a music section. It was an experimental school, if you will, in Rome, and you would study the regular subjects in the morning, and in the afternoon you would study piano. And then, but also it was already hectic because I was studying in the morning, playing or studying piano in the afternoon, and then at night I would either go to clubs playing or in the recording studio. So by the time I was 18, I went full time in recording studio. So my background, as a pianist, is just to be efficient. And very early on, I was into jazz. But also my pop Italian career meant that I learned a lot about what matters in terms I started playing what was missing rather than playing what I wanted to play.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Absolutely. It sounds like Manuela's background too.
Exactly.
Very similar. Yes. Well, and some of we were talking like Enrico Peronunzi, who's one of my favorite jazz pianists in the world. He's an Italian. Manuela studied with him, but there's such a keyboard tradition in Italy, with organs and pianos and everything, and the Camelot guys are going to be here in a little bit. They're both keyboard players.
They're right
there.
There they are.
So
hello, Camelot.
Italy in the house. Woo! So you did that. So when did you start doing Dr. Mix? What year was that?
Well, so Dr. Mix, and we go a little bit back because basically what I wanted. We fast forward. In the meantime, I got a orchestral composing and arranging degree, then I spent like 8 years of my life playing pop music. So by the time I went to London, I decided that I was going to be an artist, but at the same time I wanted to keep my clients, right?
Yeah.
I just gave it a different name. So I called it Dr. Mix because I was too busy, and I started asking for help. So I, I will never. Can I tell the story?
I will never also forget. I don't know if you're gonna say the same story, but I remember Claudio calling me. We had I was still living in Bristol back then.
Yeah.
And that meant I had to move to London. And basically he called me and said, "Okay, listen, what do you know about parallel compression, New York compression?" It's like, dude. Are you kidding me? Do you need an 1170? Do you have an 1176? A distressor? Okay. And the second question was, That's what you wanted to say?
Yeah.
The second question was, okay, so Dom, how do you program drums? And I was like, oh man, shit, that's a tricky question. I said, yeah, you know what? I don't really program them. I play them on the keyboard. And he's like, okay, man, you're a brother. Come, let's meet.
Come on, you're hired.
That's it.
So the Dr. Mix online mixing and mastering and production service, which is where Dr. Mix comes from.
Right.
I started it in 2006.
Yeah.
And I started expanding in around 2011, 12.
Yeah.
That's
12, 13, yeah.
So that's when Dom came aboard.
Okay. Yeah.
And since then, the Dr. Mix online mixing and mastering studio and production studio became quite large, and now it's a 5 people. It's a 5 people company,
Yeah.
which for independents like us is like massively incredible.
Well, you guys have how many registered users, and I mean it must be ridiculous now.
Well, the Dr. Mix, that channel,
And just views are off the
we
charts.
started it as, the first thing we did is how to export, right? So that our clients could have a video on, to know how to export the material for mixing and mastering.
Hi, this is Dr. Mix. If you want to export your tracks for Cubase, you go File.
It was literally that. We were very shy, and then at some point, we started making more videos, and Dom started growing, and then at the same time, he was working for me, but now he was also working for Steinberg and Yamaha, and he's always been this genius, mad genius. He really knows music, computers. He's a master at classical music. He masters computer technology. I hire very good.
That's all right. Okay,
very good at hiring.
let's talk about somebody else now. But what about you?
But now let's speak about me. No, so the Dr. Mix channel was born in order to create some content, to get some visibility.
Right.
And before we knew, the Dr. Mix channel took a life of its own, and now we are at 350,000 subscribers. And that brings an amount of interest and business that I cannot begin to tell you.
No, it's one of my first go-to things when I'm looking to look at anything to see if you guys have done it. Because I want to see your take. Because for one thing, the videos are fun.
You are right then. We should always do videos on new keyboards, shouldn't we?
I know, right? No, but it's very funny because sometimes even when I want to buy something, right? I'm thinking, what about this compressor or that EQ?
Yeah.
We had it in the studio for, because we have so much gear, but then we use some of them we just don't use it anymore. And then I go back and watch our own videos. I'm like, oh, man, we did a bit. And I go back and watch what I was like, that's an encyclopedia of like analog gear, synthesizers. Yep. It's software. It's all like...
Well, it's also the usability stuff. How do you make a big fat kick drum sound using FM?
Yeah.
Or, what are the you do ones where you talk about the greatest piano
if I want to look at it, if we look at it on the bigger scheme of things, we're musicians, and we understand that people identify with that, wanting to make music, and simply by sheer number of years that we've done it, and all the study and the effort that we put into it, we know how to make things work.
Yeah.
So, we may not be millionaire producers, but we have a life as musicians.
Yep.
And this is thanks to this new possibility of the internet, where we can finally show what we know how to do and we know best. So there is a educational aspect of it, because I do want to share what I know, and I know you feel exactly the same way. Exactly. And on the other hand, it's an occasion to just have some fun and make some good music.
Yeah, no,
I
actually, absolutely. I've had things where customers will come up to me and say, what are some good resources on the internet to check out, gear and stuff? And I always say Dr. Mix, and I give a few other ones and say, well, these are all kind of cool sites to go. Obviously, the manufacturer side, but I have gotten emails back when I've gone, man, out of all the ones you told me, the Dr. Mix one is the coolest one, because you do like 20-minute videos sometimes on, using remote DAW remote. I just reposted that one that you did. So things like that. So what are some stuff where you guys are because we got to wrap it up here, but what's the future looking like for you guys as far as?
You tell that
1 million subscribers?
Yeah, well, there you go, getting there. subscribe to Dr. Mix.
Subscribe to Dr. Mix, the YouTube channel. And in the future, one thing is for sure: we are collaborating more closely with manufacturers and instrument makers. And that is a great chance for us to play indefinitely with nice instruments. But at the same time, I intend to grow the company and extend to making more videos, making more content, and making more music.
Cool. Well, I've definitely, one of the things I've always threatened, I'm coming to London.
What are you waiting for?
I'm coming. I'm going to come and hang out with, because now I got to hang out with Claudio too, but of course my brother here, Dom.
Yeah, man.
So, but thank you very much for watching here from NAMM 2020 here with Dr. Mix, Claudio, and Dom. Stay tuned, there's more coming. Camelot's up next. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Good. Thanks, man.